Right, so we're back, day 2 of the gearbox slash clutch replacement. Oh, that was an emotional evening last night, but we're back and we're going to get this done today. I've got 2 or 3 hours until I need to get my get myself in the shower and then get moving, because it's my brother-in-law's wife's baby shower today, so my wife's going over there sort that out, so I'm going to go to the pub and I'm going to take this with me. So that's the challenge, get this done. The hard part's done, it's just the reverse. He says the engine mount from the other Polo that I've taken the engine out of gearbox is exactly the same as the one in the GTI. So if you ever think that these are special, the only difference between these and the other models is the engine and the shell. There's no difference other than alloy wheels, bumpers, that's it. There's no difference to these cars whatsoever. The gearbox mount on the engine is exactly the same. The driver's side engine mount is different. Apart from that, well, that's because the engine's different. Apart from that, there's so many things on these cars that are similar. Obviously the brakes, discs, calipers, suspension's different, but other than that, they're all the same. And that, because the gearbox that was in this car used to jump out of reverse all the time, I'm going to stick the other gearbox from the other car in it and see how that goes. It's only going to be for 6 months or so, so you know, it was working fine in the other car when I bought it, so yeah, what could possibly go wrong? I've only had 6 gearboxes in this car, never mind, that's another story. Right, so I've just went and grabbed the other gearbox, and this is a gearbox from a GTI and a gearbox from a 1.4, so let's have a look. So that's the gearbox I took out last night, and that's the gearbox from the 1.4. So obviously the difference is it's still got the linkage selector attached, because I left that on the car. That's where that comes off of, those two, 1, 2. And this is different, but obviously that'll just come out of there, go into there. The selector mechanism is exactly the same. We'll even compare the numbers. Here it says G9A set, got the Volkswagen Seat symbol, 085 301.103H. So that's the one that came out of the 1.4, and this is the one that came out of the GTI. So this is G8 set, Volkswagen symbol, Seat 085.301103. What's that? 301.103H and S. So they are different. I don't know what that means, but bearing in mind that this isn't the original gearbox from the GTI. I do have another gearbox in the garage. We'll go and look at that number. So this is the third gearbox, and 085.301.103, but it's a 4A set. This gearbox doesn't work at all. It's whining, so all the bearings are gone. So the bearings need replaced in this one. The reverse gear in the other one is done in, and the one that I took out the 1.4 seems to be fine. So there's the 1.4 behind me. There's the engine. A garage of Polos. So yeah, that is the deal. It'll work, the gearbox will work, just don't know what those initial numbers mean. The 4A, 8 and then no number. I'm sure it'll mean something, but we'll soon find out. Right, I'm going to pause you and go back to the other garage. All the 3 gearboxes have got different things on them, so I'm going to put in the one that was out the 1.4. I don't know what, it's just probably different ratios. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. What I am going to do is I'm going to check the gearbox oil level in that one, which you do undo that bit there. Hello.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
Hey, come on.
Little dog came to say hello. Basically, you undo this. It's like a hex bolt type thing called a drain plug key. Drain plug key, 17mm. That goes in there. A 14mm socket on the end of it. So basically, when you're topping this up, top it up to the level where it spills out, because that's all you can do when it's on the engine underneath. So you take this plug out, chuck it into it leaks, and then that's it, done. So take this out. I'm going to leave it in just now. Get my what's left in here. So this stuff is 75W90, designed for modern gearboxes and axles requiring longer superior protection and heat control, blah blah blah. There's not much in it, but hopefully this is alright. The biggest problem with these gearboxes is that they leak from the selector shaft, and so the one that I had in it had that seal replaced by a guy who supposedly fixed the gearbox for me. I drove it for one weekend and then the oil spilt all over my garage floor, and so I thought, oh, where's that coming from? Gearbox, obviously. And what he'd done is he'd basically put the seal in, but he'd messed about with it and it had gone oval instead of round, so I had to then remove that seal, put a new one in, and well, it still leaks. So I've been topping it up just to make sure the engine doesn't the gearbox doesn't run dry, because it runs dry, your bearings go, and then gearbox out job, which you seen how painful that was last night. Right, so there's nothing coming out, which means that it's not full. So I'll try and get as much of that in there as I can. But actually I can just see the level and it's just below the plug hole, so I'm not too concerned. I thought I had more of this in the garage, but I only had a little bit left. I might have some somewhere else, but this will have to do. That's empty now. Get that plug back in. Lay that back down. Tighten it up. Do it. So I changed over the speed sensor control, because the plugs on it are different. That's probably something to do with the engine, different loom. That's basically this one round the back here, that one there. I'm tempted to leave this selector mechanism on, because it was a pig getting into these nuts and bolts. So I'll just disconnect the other one from the gear lever, gear cable, and then because it's just that there, and I've already disconnected that. I just need to make sure and get it positioned correctly, in accordance with where it is there on the car. So I'm going to do that. That's the gear selector shaft down there. That's where it leaks from notoriously. This one actually looks alright though, so fingers crossed this will be alright. Right, I'm going to get all this down off the ground, off the table, and then get it on the ground, and then we'll jack it up, get it in, raise it up. All I need to do is then obviously hold it in position. It'll be in position, all the bolts will be in it, and then I'll get the top part, which is here. That sits on like that. Bolt, large bolt through the top on there, and that'll be it, done. Hiya, alright. All the dog walkers are out in force today, keeping me company. Rather them than me. Right, get on with it. And shift you over there a bit so you can see the struggle that is about to commence. Right, that'll do. I'll keep the rain off us a little bit at least. Right, I've changed my mind. I'm going to swap jacks. This one to hold the engine, that one to lift the gearbox. So I'll give it another go, and if I can't do that, I'm going to go back to the jack idea, and if I can't do that, then, well, some kind of sling from above. I don't trust the frame on this garage, so yeah, I'm going to have to get up one way or another. I think I've figured it out. Right, it's in. I can't tell you how hard that was. It's probably one of the most difficult things I've done. Probably because, well, A, I've never done it before. B, it's difficult on your back. C, there's probably a method to it, although I have watched my mate do it before. You know, I just make it up as it goes along. What am I on? C? D? I can't remember. It's just difficult, mate. It's just difficult. It's in though, right? So basically what I've done was I used the other jack, the little one, in place of that, and then I've used an axle stand to hold the bottom of the engine up under the sump. Then I used the big jack to raise the gearbox up and position it. And I got, well, I managed to get, oh jeez, I've just laid down on a puddle. I managed to get this bolt in. So this holds this bracket for the lambda sensor, so I've tightened that one up. Bracket back on, which is going in there like that. The I don't actually know what this is for, this little sensor. I thought it was to do with the speed thingy, but that's a different one, so that's getting plugged back in. There's a bolt up there. That's where the earthing strap goes. I just heard something fall down the back there, which isn't good. Oh, why? Oh, this cameraman. Keep recording. Keep screen recording. Yeah. Confirm. So something's just dropped down the back. It's probably a bit of plastic or something. I'll find it in a minute. So yeah, I'm getting on with putting the bolts back in now. I mean that was hard work in between like a torrential downpour and whatever else was going on. It was emotional, but it's done now. So I was just going to run through all the other steps. I'll just try and show you it as best as I can because I'm done now. I am absolutely done. I have reconnected the clutch cable, which is there. It might need adjusting. That's what's fell off. There's a little bit of plastic. I think it's just a cover for the loom, but that that literally does not matter. So I'm just going to crack on. I've got to reconnect. I've got 4 more bolts to put in. Probably more than that. There was one here, it's gone. 1, 2, 5 more bolts for the gearbox, and I've got 6 bolts for each of the drive shafts. Then I've got to put the engine mount on, steering arm, ball joint, wheels. Fingers crossed it works. Right, I'm just going to crack on. Where's that other bolt? There it is. Found it. Oh yeah, I've got to reconnect the battery as well. Battery tray. The list never ends. Right. Where are we? Right. Starter motor as well, that's got to be reconnected. This K&N filter. Right, let's get the engine mount. Put you in a position where you can actually see what I'm doing. Ow. I mean, that is if you want to see what I'm doing. You might just want to turn off this horrific video of me fumbling about in an engine. So that's where the engine mount goes. Voila, like so. I've got 2 bolts, 1, 2. I'm going to get them in now. I was a bit eager in getting the clutch cable attached. I just had to take it off because I couldn't get in to the bolts for the engine mount. Not a 17, it's a 16. The engine mount, two bolts that go into the engine mount. Sorry, yeah, the engine mount that's mounted on the gearbox side of the engine. 16mm bolts. There we go. Tight. There we go. Right. Reattach that clutch cable now. Come on. Right, that's that on. Right, now I need to get in, do the starter motor to the bolts that you take out in the gearbox, hold the starter motor on, and there's one massive long one, that one, it must be a foot long, 8 inches, straight through into the starter motor I think. Right, I'm going to connect up. God. Oh yeah, so the other one is underneath, goes that way. There's a bolt that's underneath, goes that way, and there's like a bar. I think it's just another kind of I don't know what it's called. It's like a bush system, similar to that. So this one's on the bottom, and there's one that comes out at the top, and there's a 19mm bolt that goes through with another smaller thread on it, and then the top bar goes onto that, and that's the little nut for it. But this here, I don't know if you can see that, it's all the rubber's coming out. So I'm going to go and get the one from the other Polo and see if that's any better, because they're the same, and I'll just switch them around. Getting underneath now. I'm going to pause it because his battery's getting low again. Oh, back on the floor. So I'm just getting the bolt for the starter motor, and it's the big long one that goes in the bottom. It just holds that starter motor in place whilst I get the other 19mm gearbox mount bolt. Do that, like thingy bobber. I've switched back up to the top to get the starter motor top bolts in. I'll show you them. They are just, there's one there and one there. So that one's blind and that one's got a nut on the back of it, which you can see through there where the spanner is. Can you see that? There. So I'm going to tighten them up, and then I'm going to go back down to that remaining gearbox bolt. It's very nearly getting the better of me, this, but I'm not going to let it, because, well, I can't, because I won't have a car if I don't. Well, I will have a car, I just won't have a working car. Right, that's the 13. I'll use this one instead, because it's a bit smaller, getting a bit easier. 13. I'm going to do that, get around it, around my bolt head. That would be bad. Right, let's get in on that one. Right, there's another 13mm spanner. Slow. that's that done. Speed sensor plugged back in. Right. Oh, I've got one more bolt to do up for the I've got another sob story. When I was trying to lever the gearbox into place, I whacked my thumb off the subframe and it was bloody sore. So I'm going to have a little cry about that later. After I cry about this some more. And my decision to do this and not pay for it. I'll be happy when I save myself a lot of money. I'll be even happier when I'm finished. Oh, come on, you bastard. At least the sun's out. Thank God for that. Right, I think that is it. What I need to do now, I'm going to jack the engine and gearbox up, get the engine mount on, and then I can take away all that stuff from underneath it. I get that last bolt in, connect the gear change linkages. What else? I think that's it. I think everything has been done. Well, obviously battery tray, blah blah blah. Engine mount. Just here. 13. Short one. This one, a short one. I also split the hose for the windscreen washer, so I'm going to have to fix that. Woohoo! Right. That's there. That should be there to start with. Right, so got one to go in there. Right, get that one on. Right, that's better. I get the big, the main central, the one that goes into the actual holds the rubber and the metal bit together. I'm hoping it's going in. Going in? Yeah, it's going down. Right. Oh, there we go. Right, that's not coming off or out ever again, hopefully. Back to 13. Right, there's a bit of a common theme with my videos. Battery keeps dying. I'm just going to have to buy a new battery to avoid having to wait and charge. I'll have one on standby, one charging. Yeah, something like that. So anyway, battery's in. Fuse thing. All the cables are connected back up. I fixed the washer hose, bought all K&Ns back on, fixed that thing back there. earth wires on, negative still disconnected at the moment. Got to go under the car and finish off the stuff under there, so I'm going to record that for as long as this stays with a battery, and yeah, just get on with it. My favourite saying, get on with it. Right, sun's come out though, plus side. I'm starting to dry off, I'm crawling about in the wet floor. Right, come on, nearly there. Right, so made some progress. That's the last gearbox bolt tightened up with the torsion arm, I think it's called, I don't know. That's all tight now. I'm just about to get the drive shaft on the driver's side back on, so I'm going to do that now. We're getting there, we're on the home straight. Really pleased when this is done. It's been an epic, I'll tell you that for free. I don't know if I'll ever do this again. Oof. Right, that's one in. Right, it's in fucking gear now. There we go, neutral. Gearbox works at least. Laugh. Oh, fuck right off. Right, that's 4 in. Last 2. Oh, well, last 2 of this side. Five. Six. I'm just going to check the last 2, the first 2 that I put in, to make sure they're nice and tight. Not as tight as the other ones. Right. There we go. Let's get that exhaust thingy back on. Yep. Oh, well, actually, I might use this space to get the gear linkage all connected up. That would be a better idea. Right. I don't understand how the fuck you're meant to do this with human hands. Like. Right. Yes. One more gear linkage to go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Remind me never to do this ever again. Well, see that. I'm going to dismantle this car in about 6 months. Fucking see who's crying then. See who's crying then. Because it won't be me. It will be me. I'm crying like. Oh, where's that going? Oh. Crying like a little girl. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that really. I'm crying like a grown man. Yes! Gear linkage done. Right. Where's my 13mm spanner? There you are. Make sure that it's not 13mm. What is it? Is it that? That'll be, oh, come back. It's probably a 10. Make sure that's nice and tight. Yay. It wasn't tight at all. Oh. Right. I'm glad I checked that. Right. Right. Fucking drive shaft number 2. I'll get that one now. Hey. Resting on there. Shouldn't be resting on there really, should it? Fuck's sake. More work to do. Look, a little snail's come to say hello. Hey Snailio. Mr. Snail. Hello there, Mr. Snail. Exhaust bracket is loose. That's tight now. Sure that should be resting on there. Maybe it should. Right. That needs to go on. This badger. Oh! I've just used this, I'm not really sure what this is called, it's like a punch type thing, just to centre the holes so I can get this in, get these bolts in, because it was the engine pushing back that way was meant I couldn't get the bolts in. I've just used that to centre the holes. There we go, right. Now, drive shaft number 2. I'll take this off. I don't know why I'm not getting up, because I'm going to have to get up to go and get the bolts. But I just can't be bothered to get off my butt just right now. Oh, come on. Seems like a long time ago I took this bloody drive shaft off. Oh, right, let's get that. Oh God, I can't get it bloody in now. Oh, you go in, there we go. Ooh, it is. Well, that could go on later. Right. So I need to get this in as well. Get my finger out of there. drive shaft in position. Right, let's get these, what do you call them, swing arm bolts in. Right, one in. Right, there we go. In. Second one in. $13mm. Good old $13mm. Oh, right. Drive shaft. Oh, there they are. I actually think that's in. Nah, is it? Goody. Ah. Oh dear, it's not happening. I'm gonna have to change my position because, pardon me, I can't reach it for there. Oh, I can reach it, I just can't get it in the hole. Oh, I said the access to the bishop. Let's see what you can see. Can you see anything from there? Come on, get this done. Right, we got one in. Come on, you in gear. There we go. Two. Let me get this last two in and then get this baby on the road. fuck off. Don't do that to me now. Ah! You swine! It's in. It's tight. I forgot you were over there now. Right, well, that is the clutch and gearbox changed on a Volkswagen Polo 6N2. I don't know how much information that provided in terms of the video itself. I think it was more a demonstration of one man's struggle against a mechanical machine. It was a struggle, but it's done now. I'm going to stop the video because I'm not going to show you how to put the wheels on. That is like the simplest thing in the world, although I might even mess that up. But anyway, if you liked that video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.